Welcome everyone to our team meeting. Super pumped for tonight. We've got Averi speaking to us tonight about the comp plan. And so hang on, I'm trying to mute everyone real quick. Anyways, so this should be good because I think you can never learn enough about the comp plan. But first I have to show you guys my nails. I just did them last night. They are at the Plaza and I freaking love these. Like, I was like, these are Team Nailed It colors. Like, they match. They match my Team Nailed It swag. So anyway, just had to show you that. All right, so I'm just going to turn the time over to Averi because I can already tell she's got lots of good stuff for us. Look at that whiteboard behind her. So, and Averi, kind of introduced herself. Averi's a senior director. She just ranked advanced, right?
Yep.
And so she's going to introduce herself and then just jump right into the comp plan. So I'm super excited to hear from you. So take it away, girl.
Okay. So like she said, I just ranked advanced last month to senior director. I am under Stephanie Hyatt and I joined at launch. So I've been with the company since it started. Love it to death. It's brought so many blessings to my family. And I'm kind of obsessed with the comp plan. So if you have questions, I can probably answer them, but I'm going to be kind of far away on the board. So if I don't see it typed in the messages, I promise I'll get to you and answer every question, even if I have to answer them on Facebook, okay? So I don't know how to make the board look right for y'all because it's backwards, but we'll improvise.
I can read it. You're good.
It's not backwards to you?
No.
Okay, sweet. Okay. So first, we'll start with what you make just by selling, and then we'll go down the way from the comp plan. All of it's based on this in the 23-page sheets that are in the back office. So you can find them all. But I'm a visual person, so that's why I have it written down this way. So the first thing I have is the retail rebate. And the reason that I call it the retail rebate is because when you look in the back office under commission, all your 25% that you make, which is right there, 25% that you make every week off of your sales is called a rebate. So I want to be consistent on what you see up here versus what you see in the back office. So if you're looking in the back office, your 25% that you make weekly is called a retail rebate. Then the next thing is the retail commission. This is the extra money that you make for selling a certain amount in a month. Now, anything in this box right here is a calendar month. So January, February, March, so on and so forth. It's the calendar month from the first to end. So in a month, if you sell between $600 and $1,199, you'll get an extra 3%. Now this is paid monthly, so your retail commissions are monthly. And again, you'll see that in the back office. It's called commissions. And that's grouped with your team money that we'll talk about in a minute. And then it goes down, so between $1,200 and $1,799, you'll get an extra 5% of your sales. And that's the whole sales, not just the amount above that. And then $1,800 to $2,399 is an extra 7%. Anything above $2,400 is an extra 10%. So that's a good way to get extra money on just your sales.
And that is, can I just clarify real quick? So that is, you guys, that is what so you get your weekly rebate checks, but those additional like percentages, those come out monthly in your bonus check.
Okay. And then this box right here is our Jumpstart. And I want to clarify something that a lot of my girls get really confused on because we talk about kind of two goals, your Jumpstart goals and then your goal of bonus qualifying every month. Those are different. Bonus qualifying is like the top part with your every month. So like January, February, March. But your Jumpstart starts the day that you enroll. So that's the difference between those. So your Jumpstart is for the first 35 days. I know it's in orange and it's really hard to read. I'm sorry. If you sell $1,000, you'll get a $50 product credit, which you can use. Product credits you can use for product or certain business supplies, which is awesome because if you can get all that with product credit and don't have to pay for it, why not make more money that way? And also in your 35 days, if you enroll one qualified stylist, you also get a $50 product credit. Now, to be a qualified stylist means that they bonus qualify, so that $300 a month in the month that you enrolled them or the month after. So say just for simplicity, you enrolled January 1st and your last of your 35 days was February 5th. And on February 5th, you enrolled a person. She has the whole month of February to bonus qualify, or she bonus qualifies in March. And that counts as a qualified stylist for you. So for the 65 days, it's still $2,500 within the first 65 days. And this is combined. So whatever you do in your first 35 days also counts for your 65 days. You get a $75 product credit. And then the second part of that is to enroll 3 qualified stylists, and you get a $75 product credit. All of these are individual from each other. So you can earn just this one, or say you didn't earn a $1,000 one, but then you had a killer next 30 days and you got to $2,500, you can earn that without earning any of these. They're all independent of each other. And then in your 95 days, if you sell $4,000, again, all cumulative, you get a $150 product credit. And if you become a team leader, you get between $100 and $200 in cash. And the reason I have that is if you become a team leader and your enrollment month plus the next 2 full months, you get $200. If you do it within your enrollment month and the next three full months, it's $100. Does that make sense?
Yes. Hang on, I'm going to mute everyone, including you. So unmute yourself.
And then the super cool part about our Jumpstart that I think is amazing is that it's matched for anyone you enroll. So, for example, I said that I was under Stephanie. So Stephanie brought me into this company. So any of the Jumpstarts that I hit, Stephanie also got the same credit. So it's super awesome because that means that this can keep, if you keep enrolling people, you can constantly keep getting these things for free that you're not having to pay for, but you're making money with. So that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's so cool that you can turn around and sell these things. They're not just like fun little gifts that are random. They're like things we can turn around and sell. It's amazing.
And I think that they just said you can get catalogs too, which is a business expense that you would have to spend anyway. So that's even cool, in my opinion. I love business supplies.
Yeah.
So before, I'm trying to go fast, so if you need to slow down, let me know. So before I get into the breakdown of what you need for each thing, I want to go over a term that's needed for the teams. And it's the 51% rule. And I just want to hit this. That simply means that when you're trying to like come up with your teams, 51% of your sales is the max that one leg can make. That's all that it means. So if you're looking just right here at team leader, that means that this leg alone can come up with 51% of the sales to make that level. It's not just 51% of your, so say your level is $1,000. That means one leg can only make up 51%. But say that leg sells 2,000 and your other leg sells 1,000. It's okay. It's just the leveling that matters for that 51% rule. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you're included in that. So you can, that's something you can control and you can contribute to if you need to get your volume up to rank advance. So that's pretty rad. Okay.
So the first thing that is obviously is just as a regular stylist. So I'm just going to really quickly erase this and pretend that that doesn't say senior. Okay, so this is a stylist, you and somebody else, okay? So this, you are level 0, and this person is level 1, okay? That's your level 1. Okay? If you brought this person into the company, they are also your E1, which means you enrolled them. So level 1 means that they're on this part with you, and E1 means that you brought them into the company. So as a stylist, if you have a person here, you make 3% off of them being your level 1 and 3% off of them being your E1. That means this person's sales, you get 6% of. So that's what that means. Then we have, I'm a color person. Okay, now we're back to senior stylist. Senior. Ignore that bad handwriting. Okay, so to be a senior stylist, it has to be you and 2 people that you have under you. And everybody has to be bonus qualified. Okay, this is the minimal that it takes to be a senior stylist. And again, this is you, and this is your level 1. Just to put in perspective, level 1 is here, and then anybody that a level 1 is level below that's level 2, and so on and so forth, and we'll go down further. But for this, these are your level ones. And if you brought them into the company, you personally enrolled them, they're your E1s. So that means that if you have 2 people that you brought in, you make 6% of each of their sales. And that's a part of your commission check that you get at the end of each month. So that's for senior stylists. And the reason that levels and enrolling is different is because of at team leader level, we can sponsor people. And I'll get into that in a minute. And I know it's kind of over the head for some people, but it's pretty much that you can, if you have somebody on your team, like say you're up here or you're right here and you have a bunch of these like people this way, you can take one of these people and have somebody sponsor them down here. So that's why your levels and enrollments are different, because of that sponsoring. And I'll get into that in a little bit, but I just kind of want you to know that's why it's broken up. So as a senior stylist, you have to have $2,000 grand volume, which means your whole amount for a lifetime. So say you became a stylist in January and you wanted to be a senior stylist in February. That means your January sales and your February sales count. Same for if you started in October through whenever it happens is your life grand volume lifetime. So to be a senior stylist, you have to have $2,000 as your grand volume lifetime. Then just in the month that you're becoming a senior stylist, you have to have $1,000 grand volume. Now, grand volume is not just you, it's you and your whole team. Okay? And then you have to have you and 2 people under you. I hope that makes sense. My handwriting's really bad. I tried to make it pretty and my handwriting's not pretty. So does the senior stylist make sense, Kelly?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, totally. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Okay. Then we go to team leader, which is the next step. And like I mentioned, you have your level 1s and your level 2s. Okay. Now this is, again, everything that's written up here is the minimal that it takes to become a team leader. So this means that you have 3 people underneath you and 1 person has 2 people under them. So technically this person is a senior stylist, if you see the similar drawing. Okay. So to be a team leader, you have to have $5,000 grand volume lifetime. So that means over any amount of time that you and any person on your team, all y'all sales together over any amount of time. Then just this month, you have to have, the month that you're doing it is $2,000, $2,500 of grand volume. And then again, you have to have 2 bonus qualified stylists and your senior stylist. Okay. Now, as a team leader, you have your level 1s, your level 2s. And then what's really cool about this is, so say this person right here is your level 1 and you enrolled them. They're your E1s. Okay. So you get 6% of their sales. Well, this person right here, level 1 and E1, they enrolled 2 people, right? They're your level 2s. What's awesome is if this person directly enrolled these people, they're also your E2s. And at team leader, you get 3% of your E2s. So that means that you're getting 6% of sales off of every single person right here, as long as they were all enrolled from the person that did it and not sponsored. Okay. So team leader is the spot where you can start sponsoring people, like I said, moving people around. So that's where the E1, like I said, the E1 and the enrollers and the levels are split because of that. So here's the example. So say this person right here has this person right here, Sam, okay? And Sam is doing great in her business. She's working it, and you want to help her out and give her another a sponsor. And this person right here has 1 person. You, as the team leader, can take Sam that you personally enrolled and move her over here to have another sponsor. You have to do this within Sam's first 35 days of the business. And so this gives Sam somebody else that can give it her help or someone to lean on. And it also helps promote you. Because the point of as you can see on here, it's a growing system of you had 2 people. Now you have another person and one person's moved up. And once we go down directory, you'll see it's just kind of a building step. So when you have the ability to move somebody, it can help you rank advanced faster.
Yeah, and can I mention, you guys, we have rank trackers in the Team Nailed It Facebook group. Just search rank tracker and you can find these and print them off. And it makes it so much easier because I think we're all visual people. Yep, there's Averi's. That way you can fill it out and see where you're at and see where you're going.
And yes, these things are like lifesavers. I have them printed to goals, #goals. What's really cool is when you get like up to these bigger ones, what I do for my team is I print out, if I'm going for director, I'm going to print out the director one, and I'm going to print out a team leader one and 2 senior stylist ones and fill them out for my team too. So it's easy to keep track of your team that way too. So I'm going to down to director.
Yeah, and sometimes I think it helps to, if you're a leader, it helps for you to like show them how close they are. Like, hey, let me show you where you're at and how close you are to your goal, So sometimes I'll fill it out for my, personally sponsored girls, or I will ask, or sometimes I'll ask them to fill one out so that they have to kind of learn how it works and stuff. So these are such a good resource.
Yes, and if you are obsessive like me, I will show you. I'm going to use Christy. Sorry, girl, the one I have. I highlight mine. If you look here, so when I'm tracking it, because nobody's is a perfect fit into the mold. You have more people most of the time. So I highlight who's bonus qualified in one color, who needs to bonus qualify for you to rank advance in another color. And then I even write how much sales each person that hasn't bonus qualified has on it, so that you can keep track of that too. That's the way to do it too if you are obsessive like me.
That's smart. And I learned the hard way that you have to use a pencil. Don't use a pen. Bad.
So how many times did you redo it?
I know, right?
Okay, so for director, down here. So again, every one of these levels is going to have a grand volume lifetime and a monthly goal that you have to hit. So for director, it's 20,000 grand volume for your lifetime, and that month it is 7,500. Okay. And then we have, just so you can see it, level 1, level 2, and level 3. And again, this is just the minimal requirements to rank advanced to this level. So it requires you to have 4 qualified legs, one of them being a bonus qualified stylist, 2 being senior stylist, again, it looks like that, and then 1 team leader. That's the minimum that's required. And then you also have, if these are your E1s, you get that. If these are your E2s, you get that. And then you also get paid on this. So let me, your level pays go up. So at senior stylist, you get paid on level 1s and level 2s. On team leaders, you get paid on level 1s, level 2s, and level 3s. And as a director, you get paid on level 1s, level 2s, level 3s, and level 4s. And all of that is 3%. When you are a team leader, or I'm sorry, senior stylist and team leader, you get paid on your E1s. As a team leader, you get paid on your E2s. So as a director, you get paid on E1 and E2. And that's the highest that enroller bonuses go. That all makes sense?
Yes. You're doing great.
Good, because I feel like I explain it well, but I don't know if I am.
No, you really are. This is awesome.
Okay. Oh, one thing. There's this thing. So I'm going to draw out something that's kind of crazy, but bear with me. So up here, this is just to explain something that the company does that's super awesome because not a lot of companies do this. So this is you, okay? And you have person here. This person has recruited somebody who's recruited somebody who's recruited somebody, okay? So this is each one of these. I should leave circles. Each one of these is a different person, okay? Bear with me. Okay, And this is the person that you personally enrolled. Well, say this person doesn't bonus qualify. Neither does this person, neither does this person, but this person does. So this person sells the 300 to be a bonus qualified person. This one say only 100, and 0, okay? What the company does is called compression. They compress all of this up to just this level to make it look like this. You and $500. So that's your bonus qualified leg. So what it does is it will look as far down as it needs to find that person that's bonus qualified, and it collapses it all together to make it one person so that you have that bonus qualified leg. That does it at any level. Does that make sense?
What do you mean by 500? Because I thought you just...
It compresses them all together and adds them up.
For your commission, or what do you, for rank?
For commission.
Okay. All right. That's cool. I did not know that.
So yeah, so for commission, it collapses them all together and adds them up. So that's nice that those people did something. It benefits you for the work that they did, even if they didn't bonus qualify.
As long as you have a qualified,
as long as there's a qualified
person on that leg somewhere.
Yes.
Also for rank, it applies too, right?
Yes. Yes. So if this person, here, I needed a napkin. Okay. So say we're here and this person has like that. And you needed, like I said, you needed 2 bonus qualified person. This person didn't bonus qualify, but this person did. That counts as a bonus qualified leg. And same for anything down here, that it will go as far down as it needs to find whatever the requirement is. So say the requirement, like here, is to have a senior stylist. If this first person isn't a senior stylist, but like down here this person is, that still counts as a senior stylist leg.
Yeah, so, it's so rad. Like if you have someone on your 4th level that's a senior stylist, but your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd aren't, that still counts as you having a senior stylist leg and helps you rank advance.
Yes. Okay. Okay. So.
Now we're getting fancy. Now we're getting advanced, guys.
So I know that not everybody is at the point of senior director, and then I'll go into the executive phases and stuff. So just bear with me if it's not where you're at, or if this is over your head and overwhelming. Don't feel like you have to stay on. It's great information, but I don't want it to overwhelm anybody.
Yeah, so, I feel like you learn once you get to that level. You're like, oh, okay, so
that makes sense now.
Right. Yeah. So it's like, you might not understand it now, but I feel like once you get to there, it'll make more sense, and it's just baby steps. So don't get overwhelmed.
So don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm not understanding this, I'm doing something wrong, because it's not. If you're not here, you probably won't understand it quite yet. Okay. So senior director requirements are 50,000 grand volume over lifetime, and then 25,000 that month for grand volume. And this is the minimalist requirement that you need. You need to have, as I put it, I totally butchered that. Okay, you need to have 1 team leader. Sorry, my notes are confusing. You need to have 2 team leaders and 1 director, which I didn't draw the team leaders on here because it was hard. But here's your director, and then you need 2 team leaders to be a senior director.
And you guys, it's all on here. Like I have this just permanently on my desk because I've like tried to memorize it, because once you really get used to this, like then it makes more sense when people are like talking about a specific thing and you're like, oh, okay, that's this part of the graph, you know? So this is also in Team Nailed It, and I made it pink because there's an updated version.
I'm boring and have mine in black and white. So these are your level 1s, okay? Your level 2s, level 3s, and level 4s. And what you get paid on, and then you have your, I'll do this, enroller 1s and enroller 2s, again, if they're not placed. If someone is placed under you, you're not going to get the enroller bonus. I want to make that clear. That's for E1, anybody that you personally enroll. E2 is anybody that you personally enrolled that they enrolled. So don't think it's automatically 6% on all of that. I want to make it very clear that those are separate entities. Enrolling in levels are different, okay? And so you get paid on all this. Plus, you also, at a senior director level, you get a leadership depth bonus, which is if this person has a person, and these are your level 5s. Okay, so anybody level 5 and below, you get 1.5% of your sales because you're building a leader. You're becoming a leader, and you have that leadership bonus, and that's anybody 5 below. That's until you have a. Sorry if you can hear my dog. He's psycho. Until you have a senior director under you, then it's just to their level 5. So that's the difference between director and senior directors. You now get that leadership bonus. Okay. And then we're going to go to executive levels. So if you can see, everything builds on itself. So like senior stylist, it's enroller 1 and the level 1 and 2. Then as team leader, it's enroller 1, enroller 2, levels 1 through 3. Director, enroller 1, enroller 2, levels 1 through 4. It's just a building gradient. So yeah, each level you move, you don't ever lose anything. You just get more added on, which is super awesome. And that's the same with the executive level. Like I know that it doesn't show it on the chart because it would be a chart humongously long. You still get all of this that you got at senior director. At executive levels, you just get a heck of a lot more. So I didn't draw them out because I don't have enough boards in my life. So to be an executive, you have I just write 3 bonus qualified stylists. You have 2 directors and 1 senior director. That's to be an executive director. Now at that level, like I said, you get the enroller 1, enroller 2 bonuses, the levels 1 through 4. You get that leadership depth bonus that you got here, but you also get a team bonus of 1.5%. So that means your entire team volume for anybody, anywhere in your downline, you get 1.5% of that total. So to put in, I didn't even write these down, I'm so sorry. So the monthly requirement is $50,000. So just think about that. Automatically, you get 1.5% of $50,000 as a team, as your team bonus. Automatically from being there. And your lifetime, just to write it out, is $150,000. That's your lifetime.
That's $750. I just busted. Is everyone busting out their calculator? They're like, what is that?
Okay. So not only do you get an extra $750, let's do math, you get a $500 car bonus. Kelly?
Yeah. And it's a lifestyle bonus. So I always say it's a car bonus just because that sounds pretty rad. But it can be anything. Like some of my executives have used it to remodel their homes. They don't always buy a car. And it's a monthly one. So as long as you maintain executive, you continue to get that $500 extra in your monthly paycheck. So it's pretty amazing.
So yeah, it's a big jump when you get up there, because at this point you're now running a really big team and you're being a leader for people. So you get your earnings based on that, just like a CEO gets paid a lot of money. Okay, the next step is senior exec. Can you all see that? Which you have to have 7. So I don't know if you've noticed, but it literally is just adding 1 each level that you go down of how many people you need. So you need a total of 7 legs. 4 just bonus qualified stylists or higher. 2 senior directors, and 1 executive. Okay, is what you need. Your it's 500,000. Did I say that right? $500,000 for your lifetime. And that month you need 150,000 grand volume. Okay. Remember, grand volume is your whole team. So that's what's required. With the senior executive, like I said, you get the enroller 1 bonus. What's the 3% team volume? Oh, okay. So a generational bonus is when you, if you're an executive and you are, when you're working towards getting to senior executive, say you get another executive under you. So right here, you have an executive under you. What they do is they take out that executive's whole team volume. And instead of giving you 1.5% of that team volume, they take their volume and give you 3%. And so it's doubling how much you get. So, which is really cool. So, your team volume, say, the $50,000, their team volume has to be $50,000 too. So now instead of getting 1.5% of that $50,000, you're getting 3% because you got another executive under you. So that's that one generation.
Yeah, and when you have, they need to be your first generation like executive. So let's say on one leg you have an executive, and then on the same leg you get another executive, and you're a senior executive, then you'll get paid 3% on both of those executives. That's why they're called a generation. It's like, it's not talking about the level that they're on, but it's talking about how many executives you have per leg. So yeah, so you're going to get paid even more if you have more executives under you, and the higher the rank you go.
Okay, so PV is your personal volume, which means what you personally sell. I'm just reading the questions. Your GV is your group volume, so that's your team. So yes, that's what we're looking at. And your PV is part of your GV.
Right. Yes.
Okay. So that's what the generation is. Sorry, I skipped that. So we're here. So as a senior executive, you get the enroller 1 and 2. You get the levels 1 through 4. You get that leadership death bonus of the 5 below. You get your team bonus of 1.5%. And then the generation thing that we just talked about with the executive, when you're a senior, that's if you have, so like this executive has an executive, that's your second generation. So you get the 3% on both of those because it's 2 in the same leg.
Yeah, and then you also get your car bonus or your lifestyle bonus goes up from $500 a month to $750 a month.
And then the last one is the national executive, which the requirement is.
Before we move on, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
So if you are working towards being in the presidential circle.
Yeah, I was going to hit that.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to do that at the end.
Okay, all right.
I'll do that. Okay, so because our company is new, we have the presidential circle. And in order to be eligible for that, this is the last year to be eligible for it, you need to have 2 months in 2018 where you hit senior executive level. Is that what you're hitting on?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Exactly. So shoot for that. I am. It's very possible. Even if you are just a stylist, just enrolled, this is 100% possible to hit. So don't think that it's out of your reach because you can totally do it. Okay?
Yep. And when you do, let's see, when you do hit presidential circle, you get a 1%, you get a share 1% of the pool with the other, of the like income pool with the other presidential founders and circle members. Do you want to
can you answer that question?
Yeah, so Steph says, is the presidential circle and the national leadership bonus pool the same? No.
No. Okay, that's what I thought. But
it's a separate pool.
We're down here. So then national executive, your grand volume lifetime is 1 million. And then that month it's 300,000. So this is your lifetime, and this is that month, okay? And you have to have 8 legs. 2 of them have to be senior directors. 1 has to have an executive, and 1 has to have a senior executive, and the others can be whatever they are as long as they're bonus qualified. With this level, you get the enroller 1 and 2, the levels 1 through 4, the leadership depth that you earned here. Then you get your team bonus of the 1.5%, and then you also get 3 generations deep. Like I'm running out of space here, so we'll just do this. Exec. Okay. So 3 levels now. You can get the 3% on all 3 of those. And then your lifestyle car bonus, whatever you want to call it, goes up to $1,000.
Yep. Can I just say something?
Yep.
Like, you are placing someone, if you're a team leader and above, and you're placing, and you have a rock star, you might not want to put them super deep, because let's say they do hit executive, but you've already got 3 higher executives on that one leg, then you won't get the 3% off of them. And that's super advanced. So you might just, if that doesn't make any sense, listen to it later when you're a national, but or when you're an executive, but it's just something to keep in mind when you're placing people.
Okay. Okay. Then there is, someone already asked the question about the national leadership bonus pool. And so I'm going to draw my fancy circle over here that's not going to look like a circle.
Actually, you know what? We are almost out of time.
Do you want me to go really fast? I just won't draw.
We're
Okay.
at like less than minutes, so ready to go.
Okay, so there is 4 levels. The Sapphire level means that you have, it's all, let me rephrase that. The whole thing is 1%, at least 1% of the entire company's sales, just like the presidential circle ones that we were talking about. It's 1% of the sales that's set aside for this. And if you are a national executive that has a leg that has a national executive in it, you are considered a Sapphire, which means you split 20% of that 1% with all of the other Sapphires. The next level is a Ruby. If you have 2 legs that have a national executive in it, it's